so delighted to tell you the story about Willie. Willie, by the way, let me show you his picture. Willie's Adventure. This is the story. Does he look familiar? Does he look a little bit like Harold from Harold and the Purple Crayon? Well, you know why? Same artist, same illustrator. Such a wonderful story, and I'd like to tell you how I found it. But first, let me talk to you a little bit about pockets. I love pockets, not just because they're so convenient, which means if I have anything, I can put it in my pocket and then go out for a walk and I'll have it with me. I've been doing that a lot lately rather than carry a purse, which by the way used to be called a pouch. How long have they been around? Did you just ask me that? I love that question. Pockets have been around about 500 years, only they were called pouches. Maybe 300 years or so ago, they began to put them in clothing. Clothing. What do we put in our pockets? I actually would like you to think about that because what is in our pockets is often not just helpful, but it's also telling about who we are. So I love pockets. And the pair of slacks that I'm wearing right now, I have 6 pockets and I use each and every one of them. I'd like to say it's organized, but sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But I always like to check them to make sure I have a key to get back in my house, that I have some money and identification. Sometimes I carry something called, oh, fancy old word, and we'll see it later. It's called a handkerchief. Whoa, do you know what that is? I love handkerchiefs. Here's a brand new handkerchief. And if you ask, you did. Tell you what you can do with a handkerchief. You can make a bunny out of it. My grandpa used to do it that for me. You can do it with napkins too, but I'm going to do it. There's one here. And here's the other one. Move over, bunny. Okay, there he is. What's up, Doc? I'm not a doc. I'm a puppeteer. You need a doc? I don't need a doc. I'm just fine, thank you. But I do want to tell this story, so I'm going to make you disappear. So watch this. You take the bunny's ear and you pull it like this. Good grief. My bunny is back into a handkerchief. I'm going to keep that around because we need it for our magnificent story. So, in case you and I were never introduced, I am Marilyn Price, and I'm with the Mentor Project, which I love because we bring you good things. I'm not talking about me. We bring you ways to learn and people to learn with. We bring you mentors. So, mentor is someone you learn from, and I have a feeling that our author of the day, who you have met before, whose name is Margaret Weiss Brown, I'm pretty sure she had a mentor. Matter of fact, I'm positive she had a mentor. She learned from the people she hung out with, just like you and I do. So, in Willie's Adventure, which was published in 1944, you will find not one, not two, but 3 stories. And when I say find, I mean find, because I found this book. I never ever read this before. I have read many other books of the illustrator. Remember, Harold and the Purple Crayon, one of my personal favorites. And this particular author, Margaret Weiss Brown, brought us today this story, which we have told and read, probably one of the best-selling books ever. And it's called Goodnight Moon. You can feel a little bit of the magic in the story we're going to hear today. This book has 3 stories, and it predates, that means it comes before, the ones that I just pointed out from the other 2 authors, illustrators. Margaret Weiss Brown was not an illustrator. She was a writer of amazing children's books. So, first one in this, and not the one we're going to tell today, but surely I would love to tell it to you another day, is called Willie's Animal. And why do I love that? Because it's a story about Willie and his grandma. Who doesn't love a story about grandmas, especially this grandma? The second one we're telling today, called Willie's Pockets, And I will tell you that one. And the third one is called Willie's Animal. Oops, sorry. Willie's Walk. Another one that is about Willie and his grandma. So I will be sure to tell you these stories too. I found this book, which belonged to another little girl, not me, a long time ago, by scouting around on an adventure online. And I'm so grateful. And I wish I could call up Margaret Wise Brown and Crockett Johnson and say, whoa, books. I love these books. But I can only thank them by telling you the story, which in turn you will tell to someone else. So I think it is time to tell our story. So this is what I want for you to think about. Pockets. Now, since I've read this story and I'm about to tell it to you, where is my dude who's going to help me tell the story? Did I lose him? Where's my puppet? Somebody out there take my puppet. Did he fall down? No. Oh. Guess what he's hiding under? And guess what he's in? No, come on. You're going to get this one. If you were telling a story about pockets and you couldn't find your cloth puppet and you were a puppeteer, where do you suppose that puppet would be hiding? Yep, it was in one of my pockets in my 6 pairs of pants. So I'll tell you another little secret. I tried to make the perfect Willie puppet for you, but look at this. The entire book, which is filled with wonderful pictures of Willie, only has them in profile. Never got a full front picture. So I couldn't do a really, really great copy, which would only be a representation for you. So I did the best I could so you could understand a little bit. And this puppet, you ready to come up, Willie? Okay. He's going to come. Are you going to hide? I'm sorry. Did I embarrass you by saying you were in my pocket? Wait, I didn't say you were hiding in my pocket. I said that was a perfect place for you to be, right? Okay, so you have to come up here and meet the boys and girls, and I will. Oh, and there's adults out there too, I happen to know. There he is. There's Willie. Best I could do for you. Thank you for taking a bow, Mr. Willie. Now, I'm going to point out to you one or two things. If you are looking at the camera, or if you're just listening and then go back and then watch, you'll see that on Willie's jacket of his new suit, oh yes, Willie got a new suit, there are 3 pockets, and I've labeled them for you. Watch this. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Willie has 3 pockets in his jacket. Now, he's going to just stand up really tall, Willie. Stand up tall. No. Willie, pay attention. Okay, boys and girls there. You're being their mentor, remember? Oh, yes, right, thank you so much. There's number 4 pocket and number 5 pocket. Those are actually in my pants. Those are my favorites. Keeps me handy. Now, Willie, would you turn around? Can you do that? There he goes. And number 6 over here. And number 7 pockets. Remember that. 7. How many do you have? What? Oh, you don't have any? That's why we have purses and pouches. And now we have things that we wear up around our waist for water bottles and all those cool things. So, pockets. So check out your pockets and all through the day. Oh, and maybe forever. When you reach inside your pocket, I want you to think about Willie's adventure. So, what is our story called? It's called Willie's Pockets. I think this particular story was written in 1945 by Margaret Wise Brown. And when they got to be in a book, it came out in a series of 3. So, oh, sorry, I keep forgetting stuff. Willie and I are going to tell you the story, but I want you to take another peek at Mr. Willie. Here, those pockets are so little. So Willie and I had a meeting last night. Well, Willie, what should we do about this dilemma? Willie scratched his head. He said, Marilyn. I said, oh, yeah. Would you make a pocket? Yeah, I guess I could. You want to see it? What color should I make it, Willie? Purple. Well, of course, because I made Willie this great big pocket, and he and I are going to help you. But the first thing to be put in the pocket is I'm going to need this very important thing called my hand. Willie, you need to go on the other hand. Willie, geez. Do you think it's possible that Willie jumped from one hand to the other? I think anything's possible with Willie and Harold and even Goodnight Moon and the most magnificent Margaret Wise Brown. So here's Willie holding up the pocket, and I'm going to put things in the pocket as we move along. Ready, set. One day, Willie got a new suit. It had 7 pockets, 3 pockets in the coat and 4 in the pants. What are these for? To put things in, said his father. What should I put in them? Asked Willie. You'll find plenty of things to put in your pocket, said his father, and off he went to work and left Willie with a whole day ahead of him and 7 empty pockets. What to put in them? Willie walked around the room. He put a lump of sugar in his pocket. And then he got hungry and he ate it. And his pockets were empty again. Then Willie walked out of the house. Outside was his little kitten. He tried to put the kitten in his pocket, but the little kitten wouldn't stay there. So Willie's pockets were empty again. 7 pockets and all of them empty. Zzz. Willie caught the mosquito and put it in his pocket. Oh, but the mosquito bit him. And so Willie threw it out. And his pockets were empty again. Then he walked down to the edge of the river. There he met an old man who was fishing. What have you got in your pocket? He asked the old man. Well, fish hooks and grasshoppers. What have you got in your pockets? Nothing, said Willie. What's the matter with you? 7 pockets and all of them empty? I don't know what to put in my pockets. Put your hands in your pockets. Pretty soon, and he did, but pretty soon, Willie needed his hands. So he took them out, and his pockets were empty again. Pockets, said Willie. What good are 7 empty pockets? And he sat down on a log, and he thought about all the pockets in the world. What do other people put in their pockets? He thought about men's pockets with money in them and handkerchiefs, and of big kangaroos with little kangaroos in their pockets, and of big boys with marbles and knives in their pockets, and of his mother's pockets with safety pins and pieces of paper and keys and handkerchiefs, and of soldiers' pockets with bullets and handkerchiefs, and of postmen's pockets, and of sailors' pockets, and of policemen's pockets with whistles. He thought of all the pockets in the world, and they all had something in them. And so he went home. He said, everyone has a handkerchief. So he took out his handkerchief and he put it in his top pocket. Well, people have things they like in their pockets. So he went down to the beach and he picked up some shells and he put that in his pocket. And then he went and he found a cord and put that in his pocket, and some shiny round pebbles, and a piece of green glass, and a marble. Oh, he was so busy, and put all these in his back pockets. And people have things that they need in their pockets. So he put in some string in his side pocket. Sometimes he put things to eat in their pockets. So he watched a little squirrel climb up a tree. And he put in, excuse me, he reached down and he picked some nuts. put them in his pocket. And then he climbed up a tree. Whoops, you going? And he picked an apple, put that in his other pocket, and something to play with. He looked all around. And there in the long grass was a shiny marble that a little boy had lost. So he put that in his pocket. And pockets are things used to keep things in. And then he remembered a gold medal that his grandpa had given him. And he went home and he put that in his pocket with a pocket with a zipper so he wouldn't lose it. Then, just as the sun was about to go down, his father came walking home. Well, what have you got in all your new pockets? They are all full. He pulled everything out of his pockets and he showed his father all the things he had in his pockets. And then his father gave Willie a key for his very own. It unlocks the front door of the house. Don't lose it. And then they both put their hands in their pockets and they went for a walk. And Willie's father taught Willie how to whistle like a bird. Pockets, pockets, so many pockets, so many wonderful things to put in them. I am going to take my thank yous out of the pocket, which is my heart, and thank all of you for coming today, and especially thanks to the Mentor Project, all those that helped put this program on the air, like Aiden and Chibi and Tina and Debbie, and a big, big, big thank you and a hug from my pockets to you out there, the Kaufman Family Foundation and Try Braining, which helped to bring us together. You and me, and of course, Willie and his pockets. Read a good book. Have a great day. And especially, by the way, live happily ever during until we meet again. Have an excellent